Goro finds out that Supreme Shade was responsible for kidnapping and brainwashing his friends to become Shade Riders. The 5 G Riders, Phase, Game, Ghost, Os, and X8, battle those riders, while the other 5, Garen, Gatak, Grease, Zolda, and Gen, battle the soldiers. Goro with Shuma, Houtaro, and Ace enter TV Asahi to confront Seizen, who reveals to make the army good again by submitting the people's loyalties to them. If refused, then Shade will attack the countries to start a new world war. Giving Goro's transformation items to Seizen to bring back his wife and son and stop the war was a no-go, as Seizen tried to kill the two. However, they were saved by Kamen Rider Legend, as the final battle to save the real world from a long-reigning nightmare is about to begin. Kamen Rider Gavv Gotchard Geats meets Kamen Rider G. The War's End, protecting people for eternity. Kamen Rider Legend, Kaguya Quartz, frees Goro's wife and son after attacking Seizen and the soldiers. As the two reunite with Goro in an emotional hug, the 10 G Riders arrive at the room to see this. Angry, Seizen explains that all riders will get the blue rose of death and that Supreme Shade will never die, as he transforms into Grylus Worm, which Gatak recognizes that form back from his world in Kabuto, to attack the 15 G Riders, who Goro, Chuma, Houtaro, and Ace transform as well to fight back. While getting Eri and her son to safety, Legend summons Kamen Riders Kuga, G3, 4Z, and Build Genius from his Legend Ride Magnum and those 4 Legend Rider Kemi cards to deal with the soldiers. During the battle, X8 pulls out the Go Rider cards for him and the 4 main riders to transform back into Go Riders, however were taken by Gen, who explains that those main riders will not use the cards, because he will use them to control the G Riders as a K-Rider, as he laughs wildly. However, Garn takes the K-Rider card away from Gen, leaving the Momo Rider card in his hand much to his distress. Garn transforms into a K-Rider, Gatak to Ao Rider, Grease to Key Rider, Zolda to Mido Rider, and Gen to Momo Rider, as the new Go Riders of the 2nd G Rider team. As Goro sees this and recognizes as a homage to the Super Sentai that was also a TV series, Kamen Riders Gotchard and Ghost transform into Rainbow Gotchard and Grateful Damasha forms to summon the Gotchard brothers, Steam Hopper, a Periscope, Gold Mechanicer, Needlehawk, and Dakrish Uvul, and the Parka Hero Ghosts, Masashi, Edison, Newton, Goemon, and Hamiko, for help, naming their own squadron team that they have been planning since yesterday. Rankinjutsu Sentai Gotchard Brothers and Damasha Sentai Go Stranger Geats and Game change into their Geats 9 and Kiwami arms respectively to fight as well, making Gavv amazed upon the super forms, including Phase's blaster form, Asa's Tajidal combo, X8 Mutia Gamer, and Legendary Legend, that those riders used, and wishes that he has a super form that does not let the Gotchutsus to die when used. During the heated battle with G and Gavv, Seizen doesn't understand why those riders risk their lives to save someone dear to them, as the two explained that they protect those who can't protect themselves from harm and other disasters. With that, the Kamen Riders will protect their important friends, family, places, and the earth from evil for eternity. As the two took Seizen outside of TV Asahi, Gavv then gives Seizen a decision, to stop his invasion of creating another world war, or let Gavv and G to finish him off. Seizen doesn't care, before explaining that he was born from a meteor that crashed into Earth 18 years ago, and disguises as a human. Seeing a lot of wars that are going on in countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, he created Shade to fight back the terrorists, recruiting, kidnapping, and experimenting on the ones to become super soldiers, as a way to prove more stronger and immortal than other military armies, making G and Gavv shocked upon his birth and true actions to stop terrorism. Seizen then attacks the two at incredible speed. Luckily, Gotchard and Geats arrive to aid the two, and together they manage to weaken Seizen, much to his irate and dismay. The 4 riders, who told Seizen that with everyone's help to make the real world a better place from evil and terrorism, finish him off with the rider kicks from Geats, to Gotchard, to Gavv, and to G for the grand finale. Before his death, Eisen explains that Shade will be revived soon, and when that happens, the riders will be ready for any attacks that will occur in the multiverse. The soldiers wake up to have their memories back and happily cheer for their freedom, now that the real world is saved from a 9-month counterattack. As the sunset occurs, after the 11 G riders walk out of the building before the 15 riders detransform, Goro thanks Kaguya for recruiting the Kamen riders from their worlds to help him. They couldn't have done it without Kaguya, who says that he'll always help to make the world a gorgeous place to live and follow the path to salvation, as he was given thanks by Shuma for giving him the Kuga Gachitsu that he used when first appearing in the real world. During a happy conversation, Kazumi looks at Shuma's Gavv and says that it's a ripoff to the build driver because of the red lever. Kuroto is depressed that he became a fellow Go rider instead of a leader, as he disappears when receiving a game over to return to Xade's world. Eri and her son appear to reunite with Goro again, as the two thank the riders for helping Goro to save them. Just before Goro's friends also appear to have a reunion hug after 11 months of their disappearance. After a happy and emotional reunion, Goro takes his family and friends on the way home, thanking the riders for the help, as they too return to their worlds from the Aurora Curtain. Before departing, Shuma, Hautaro, and Ace promise to meet each other again, as they and Kaguya return home in the multiverse. Now that the war's over for 15 years, the world of G can now live in peace, forever. Back at Gav's world, the police cannot find Shuma all over the world, as Sakika and Hando are depressed that he is nowhere to be found. Sakika walks back to Hippopare after realizing that she forgot to close the store when leaving to search for Shuma. As she entered the room to turn off the lights, she was shocked to find Shuma, asking him where he had been and that she and Hando were worried about him. Shuma lies by explaining that he went to a secret world that has sweets and food, before Sakika hugs him and explains that the most important thing is that he's here to continue spreading happiness to people, that the two will continue on any job that they're assigned for, and he can tell her what's bothering him, calling Shuma her partner. Shuma apologizes and says that he will do his best, before they continue to embrace. Thank you for reading this story.